Got the call on Monday. Dennis was at work. I was at home. The husband of our surrogate said, okay, you can decide what you do. We are here, so we will take care of the child if your daughter will be born. But we leave that up to you if you come and travel. And we were thankful that we had the chance to set all the things aside and get a ticket and jump into the train and in the plane and go to the US. But of course, it's not possible for everyone. It was kind of this flight where you think of all scenarios, of all different scenarios. And we got messages from our surrogate that everything is good. Yeah, how could you really dive into that without having your emotional breakdown? Started to cry when the call came in and we had to decide if we fly.
Hi, and welcome back to IVF Daddies. Today I've got an amazing friend of mine that is just lovely, divine, delicious, Tobias.
Hello.
Hello and welcome. Tobias, tell us a little bit about your family.
I live with my husband and we have two wonderful children through surrogacy and egg donation. And we enjoy family life in Germany, explaining our children or growing up, raising our children with the thought that it's good to have two dads.
Yeah, and it is. So when Summer was born, you had a few issues.
Yes, we had.
Tell us about that.
Summer is premature. She was born in 28 weeks. It was out of a sudden. No one really was expecting kind of this surprise that she was once out to her daddies. And out of a sudden, we had to go to the States to be there, to be with our surrogate because she was not feeling good at this time, blaming herself for this situation. But with her husband, we spent a great time figuring out what we can do. And we were there for the birth. So we were lucky to be with the whole family to experience the birth. Of course, quite emotional and not planned as we planned it. But at the end, all turned out great and she's healthy.
And she's adorable and running around. So if she joins us in a minute, it's what parenting is about. How long was she in the hospital?
And supported each other. So it was a good experience at the end. But for us, it was really intense.
Well, it's almost like going back to that, because one of the questions a lot of people ask all the time is, what am I going to do if my children come early or my child is born early? And from a logistics perspective, from an emotional perspective, just like, what were you thinking? How did you feel?
So actually we got the call on Monday. Dennis was at work. I was at home. I don't know why I was at home and no work. I don't know. And then the husband of our surrogate said, okay, you can decide what you do. We are here, so we will take care of the child if your daughter will be born. But we leave that up to you if you come and travel and if you can. And we were thankful that we had the chance to set all the things aside and get a ticket and jump into the train and in the plane and go to the US. But of course, it's not possible for everyone. And we were lucky to have this chance, an opportunity. We were really emotional because we were not sure what to expect when we go and when we're there. So it was kind of this flight where you think of all scenarios, of all different scenarios. And we got messages from our surrogate that everything is good. But yeah, how could you really dive into that without having your emotional breakdown? I started to cry when the call came in and we had to decide if we fly. And we both had our mental breakdown after 2 weeks after she was born. Because the 2 weeks we were just functioning, being there for her and the surrogate. And after that, all the emotions came out.
It must have been very hard. But it's that mix of, we don't know what's going to happen. Then she's born and then it's almost like, okay, relief, it's fine. All of the worst thoughts have gone. That's not happening.
Yeah.
And where were you living at this time?
So the first week we were in an Airbnb and then we figured out, we have to stay much longer than expected. And then we got a social worker in the hospital and she got us a room in Ronald McDonald. And then we stayed there for 6 weeks at the Ronald McDonald house. And then afterwards we decided, because we knew that Summer will be out of the hospital, but we were used to all these support systems. And then we said, okay, we need some more time just with our daughter to be sure that we can make it, feel comfortable before we go back. And that's why we got another apartment for another 3 weeks, and yeah, had some family time, relaxed a little bit, and then with new energy, we went back.
Well, it's stressful. I mean, I think also being surrounded by other children in the same situation, it's a very tense
and you feel with them, with other people, with parents, with the trauma some people have from the delivery and so on. So it's really tough when you see this. But we are at the end, and that's what we say to a lot of people doing surrogacy. The time we had was so intense with our daughter. We don't want to miss it, because we had this 3 months really with her without anyone else asking, can I see the child? And we were just us. And maybe this is a positive outtake we take from there.
Well, a huge bonding experience that can never be overshadowed. So she then left, all happy, all good. You stayed how long extra in the United States?
We were 3 weeks, but in total it was 3 months.
Amazing. And then you flew back home to Germany.
Yes.
And then you started helping other people to understand how to do the process. And then you thought, we're going to have another baby.
Yes. We said, okay, we stick to our wish to have 2 children, and started again with another surrogate. Because of medical reasons, the first surrogate couldn't make it another time, although she wanted to be a surrogate again for us. And this journey went really smooth, and it was great. We had some adventure when our son was born, because we just landed and then we got the message, I have contractions every 6 minutes. You have to come from the airport directly into the hospital, because your son will be born soon. So it was kind of this excitement we need, obviously. And then our son was born around 2 years later.
One of the things I get comments on from a lot of people is when they're having their second child and the first child had complications, that up until that time the child is born, it's quite nervous as well.
Yeah, we were nervous, of course, not to experience the same, but as we had another surrogate, it was kind of relaxing, because she knew the story, and she was giving us always the feeling, oh, I know what I do, I know my body, I will inform you immediately. She was really giving us some comfort to go this second journey. It was good, although she was first time surrogate, but maybe because of this we had a close connection to experience this again.
And then Jaden was born at how many weeks?
38.
38. So full 10 weeks later. Amazing. And that led you onto a path of how we've crossed paths, really, hasn't it? So tell me about what you're doing now.
Because of all these experiences we made, we said, okay, we want to give something back to gay couples, to gay singles who are having the wish for children in future. And we know how difficult it is to get reliable information, to be able to understand the whole process. And of course, going this whole process without emotional breakdowns or I don't know, unexpected things, and of course not doing the same mistakes maybe we did. And so we started to educate people, to inform people about how they can do it, that they can do it, encourage them to think, yeah, we can, as 2 men we can be dads, and we can have our biological children. It's a way until it is a reality, but there is a way. And especially in Germany, where surrogacy is not allowed, egg donation is not allowed, we don't have information sources where it's easy to just do some research and then you go. It's not possible. And so you rely on some information from people who did it, or you have to trust entirely all the partners who support you. And this is quite difficult when you are full of skepticism and you think, oh, can I do this or not? So we started our Instagram, Dads Kids Miracles, because we are 2 dads, we have 2 children, and we want other dads to have this miracle. And so there we provide a lot of information. We went public in Germany, telling our story, in magazines, going to podcasts, going to television, to just show we are a 2 dad family. We went through a lot of things, but we did surrogacy, and it's a nice way and a wonderful way to build your family.
And have you seen an impact in German society of what you've been doing? Are there changes? Where do you see the future?
So the future definitely is, we are seeing that more younger gay couples are into, oh, I can have family in future. So this is quite good because they realize we are not alone. There are other, their role models, they did it. So it's more open. But of course, when it comes to reproductive procedures or surrogacy and egg donation, we are far behind. So there is a great discussion. It's more in public, it's more in television, it's more visible for all people that there is surrogacy. And we think it is already a reality for a lot of Germans. And it should continue to be more not this taboo or stigmatized. It's a way and an option to build your family. How we try to get all the people educated and think, and even all the people who are not willing or not into that or don't have any infertility issues, but it's just an option to build your family, and this is what we are looking for in
And
society.
it's a wonderful option.
Yeah.
And it's a miracle, right?
Yeah.
And you have two amazing, beautiful, lovely children.
Thank you.
Who didn't run and interrupt us.
Yeah, not now. Yeah. But it can happen anytime.
At any time. They regularly do,
Yeah.
and they're lovely. Thank you so much for being on today. I think Dad's Kids Miracles is a wonderful initiative that you've started, and anything that we can do, please let us know. So if you like, follow and subscribe us, please also like, follow and subscribe Dad's Kids Miracles. Thank you.